Hello, Beez Bladers. Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. We have multiple knives from multiple companies, new releases, two that were sold out and now they're back in stock. And so I'm going to show them to you too, but we're going to go ahead and get started and run through all of these beauties right now. We're going to run through them kind of quick. So in case you miss one, I will have links to everything in the top comment and in the description if you want to go check this stuff out. Now, have you ever heard of the CDC? This is the crispy donut community, and they have a new knife coming out. They have a couple new knives coming out, and I'll tell you what, before I show you the knife, let me give you an idea of the swag you can get from this place. A lot of you knife collectors are totally into all of the everyday carry items, and I'm going to bring this stuff out quick because they have so many things for everyday carry. Here's some of their stickers. You know what? We're grown adults, most of us, and we like to collect fun stuff. They have patches for days. Do you like donuts? I mean, just look at it. It's a donut sticker. Oh, hey, I know that my son used to watch that show, but they have, stuff from the past, retro stickers and patches and all kinds of fun stuff. But that's just a quick little look at all the kind of swag you can get from Crispy Donut Community. This is one of their new knives. It's going to become available during Blade Show 2023. You'll be able to pre-order this from June 2nd through 4th on June 2023. Did I just say that? And these, there's only going to be 75 in the first run. And everybody that misses out on that will have to wait. But now let's get to the freaking knife. This is a titanium frame lock. It has a titanium pocket clip. And are you ready? Are you ready? This is the Crispy Donut Community Salem. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Do you like some donuts? A lot of folks are totally into the whole donut thing with the knives and the flashlights and all the gear, and I think they look really cool. I have several knives, and my wife has a knife with this accoutrement on the outside. Would that be accoutrement? I guess that would be more sprinkles than anything. I have to say, I am impressed. It does have really great texture on the G10. It feels very nice in the hand. You do have a lanyard hole for all you lanyard lovers, and they did not skip on the jimps. We got deek. We have some up there and some up here, and then some up top. We'll check out the gems here in just a second. Are you ready to see this blade? Pow! Right in the kisser. Oh, yeah. So it looks all nice and friendly because you have the sprinkles, but it actually is a very functional knife. And check this out. S35VN, baby. So it has some nice premium steel. The thumb studs work very well. The jimping, it works. My thumb kind of slides across the top just a little bit, so it's not as grabby as I prefer. I like smaller jimps with the grab, but this also is about aesthetics and and what you carry and what it looks like. Now check this out. Has kind of a drop pointy spear point. I guess you would definitely call that a spear point blade. And I love what they did here. They blended in this tougher point down into the apex. I love the looks of that. They do, in my opinion, need a little bit of sharpening room right here, maybe a sharpening choil, or bring the plunge grind back just a little bit, but I do love, you all know I have a large size hand. It fits my hand like a glove just right. It fits my large hand perfect, and there are no hot spots whatsoever. Now, it does not have a reversible clip, so that would be a nitpick for all you lefties or folks like me that like to carry your knife in the left hand. It does have a good pass through, and the lockup is just right. I mean, it is comfortable. I have no complaints with the lockup at all. The action is very smooth. And look at this. They nailed the jimping on the flipper tab. Totally nailed it. It's going all the way around, so I'm not missing it. When I'm going to the right or the left or the top, I can feel that jimping all the way around, and just doing it to push, man, it comes snapping out. I do like this knife. I know of one change that there's going to be, the CDC is going to be moved up closer to the spine, and it may be a little bit larger. If I had my prefers, I prefer it stay just that size. We don't need too much branding, but man, this is an attractive knife, right-handed or left-handed. It's very easy to operate, and it has a steel lock bar insert. It has all of the things that you like in a titanium knife, and it is sturdy. I mean, when you have this in your hand, you could tell you have some substance. It weighs about 4.3 ounces. Feels really good. Now, your total length from tip to tip is 7.37 inches, 4.13 inches closed, so it's not a long knife. Your cutting edge, 3-inch. So you have a 3-inch blade to work with. It has nice, thinner blade stock. It looks chunkier than it is. And it comes down to a nice edge. This is going to be a tough one to use for a little bit of, you know, making some hot dog sticks and that kind of thing. And maybe to tactically cut up your sprinkled donut. I like that it has a captive pivot, and look how clean it looks. You don't even notice the hardware. And by the way, your hardware is titanium. Spank you very much. So if you like these kind of knives and you like this look right here, I would set an alert on your phone to remind you, because the people that get in on the pre-order will get it $10 cheaper. Right now, when this pre-order goes up, and look how well that comes down. I haven't oiled it or anything. It has really good action. I love the feel of it. I keep looking at it. It's just a fun knife to have, but yet it's very usable. It's just the fact that the outside has the sprinkles. I really do like it. But $130 is going to be the price tag on these, and that's before you get the $10 off if you get in on it. So I'm curious, let me know what you guys think about it. They also have 1 or 2 other knives that are going to be released or going to be pre-ordered very soon, and I'm interested. This is very fun. Knives don't always have to have a black handle and a glossy finish. They can be fun. They can have different scales. They can have meaning. And speaking of meaning, check this out. This is the Kaiser Fighter. Oh, yeah, check out the purple ribbon. This was designed by Jonathan Stiles, and this is the first of the Kaiser Cares program. It's charity inspired, and $1 of each one of these that is sold is going to the American Cancer Society. How about that? Is that not the coolest thing ever? And it is a very nice knife. It's not just the fact that you get these scales, and by the way, let's see if I can get you a little texture vision. There you go. Look at that. It has Excelente del Mundo texture. You have purple on the inside of the G10 scales. I do like the purple accents. It does not have a reversible pocket clip, so that would be a minor takeaway, but it does have a deep carry clip. It's inset into the G10. It's a nice sturdy clip. You don't have any issues with that. You also have the purple thumb studs to go along with the purple ribbon. I think this is a fantastic idea from Kaiser. Super kudos to Kaiser. And there you go. It's the Fighter. You ready to see this blade? And this is a very snappy knife. Look at that. Yes. This is a perfect size everyday carry knife. A man, a woman, whoever wants to carry this. And look at this. It has drop shutty action. It's typical of Kaiser. Look at that. It is a lightweight blade, but yet it shuts with that much ease. It has 154 cm blade steel, of course. From tip to tip, it's 7.32 inches. Your handle's 4.13 inches. Your blade length's 3.2 inches long. Your cutting length is 2.99 inches. So it has a 3-inch cutting length for your blade. Nice, clean satin. Look at that. You all know how I feel about Kaiser. I love me some Kaiser. And this is no exception to the rule for how good of it, or how well of a job. Watch your grammar. And this is very easy to reverse flick. The ergos for my large size hand, it fits just right. I don't have any hot spots. I can tell that the pocket clip's there. It makes itself known, but it's not painful. It's not a hot spot whatsoever. Give it the old bees squeeze. It's nice. It is very nice. And because you don't have a flipper, if you want, you can choke up right here and get really close to do some cutting to have a nice solid hammer grip. But I really do appreciate what they're doing. It's a great idea for the American Cancer Society. I totally support that, and I've had that in my family. So this, you know, it hits home for me, and it is a great idea. And I'm glad that the knife, that their first one, that they're representing their Kaiser Care program, is such a good one. I mean, this would make a great gift knife. It is so snappy, the great action. I mean, all I can say is, you know, it's typical of Kaiser. And look at this. They've moved it way out. Way out. You have plenty of room for sharpening all day long. It has good lockup. The blade is centered. I mean, I have no complaints with this knife whatsoever. And these run, well, shoot, I almost forgot. I have a 10% discount code on Kaiser's site. So if you go to Kaiser's site, you can use code KBEEZ, and that'll be in the description and in the comments. That way, in case you don't remember what it is, anytime you go to look at any knife on Kaiser's official site, you get 10% off with my discount code. Now, this next one, this company never ceases to amaze me. This is like the child of a bigger company. You have We Knives, then you have Civivi, then you have Sincut, and this may be my new favorite Sincut. For what you get, your value for the dollar, they hit a total home run with this knife. This is the Sincut Mims, M-I-M-S, and oh my goodness, wait till you see this blade, but if I show you the blade, I'll forget everything else. And look at this, it does have very nice texture on that G10. Oh yeah, and you have T8s. Look at here. You also have a lanyard hole for all you lanyard lovers. It has a deep carry reversible pocket clip with flat screws, so no screws to get in the way. The only improvement with that would be if it was inset into the G10, but this is Sincut, and you won't believe the price of this bad boy. It is very impressive. And you ready for, oh, wait a minute, look at this. See, that is the jimping I'm talking about. When I tell you that some flipper tabs out there, when I show you flipper tabs and they don't have the proper jimping, that is proper jimping. They have it nailed. And look at this. Pow! Right in the kisser. Oh, yeah. Look at that. This is a step up. It has 9CR18 MOV for your blade steel. Overall, it's 8.06 inches. Closed, it's 4.6 inches. Your cutting length, 3.4 inches. Yeah. And check this out. The weight, 3.65 inches. It is not 3.65 ounces. You know, we're going through a lot of information really quick. So, but look at this. It is so snappy. And besides the snap, you have this big forward area. You could sharpen for days. So the things that I normally nitpick on knives, they're not present with this knife. These run around $45, $43 to $45. You can get them in the black or the natural G10. You can get the Gaborsha wood, which I really like, or the dark green micarta, which, ooh, I bet that micarta looks so good. But look at this. With my large size hand, all day long, you can choke up and get right up next to the blade, right up at the heel. And the jimping is great. The jimping's not quite as grabby as typically what I see with Civivi. Maybe just a tad bit more, but it definitely works. Believe me, it's like an 8 out of 10. It is great jimping. And look at this. Look at this. Reverse flick all day long. You can use your ring finger to reverse flick it. You can use your middle finger to reverse flick it. You can also use your index finger very easily, and then you're right there ready to cut. It's a comfortable knife. I don't have any hot spots on it. So think about it. $43, and it has the reversible clip. It has ceramic bearings, a captive pivot, 9CR18 MOV, excellent texture on the G10. I really like this nice knife, and it's a nice knife. And it has a tall, flat grind coming all the way from up here, up by the spine. So it's very slicey, comes down. It's nice and thin behind the edge. And even the pass through, you have room here to get to the lock bar, and it's easy to access. It is not hard on your finger. You don't have to squish your thumb in there. What can I say? It's a perfect win for the price. This next one is another one that is definitely a great bang for your buck. This is the Truevisa Vole 03B, and Vole as in V-U-L, and check it out. I mean, look at it. Would you look at it? And it's very streamlined down here. I mean, that would definitely be an attention getter. You know, I just realized that. That would definitely help someone get the point. But are you ready to see this blade? Pow! Yeah. This is in true Truevisa style. I love their blade shapes. This is similar to other blade shapes that I've shown you from Truevisa. I like this darked out version. You could get it in black or gray. And they also have, if you like the fancy look, they have the ironwood with a leather sheath and a Damascus blade. And that one's like, for all you Damascus lovers, I think you'd really get a kick out of that version. And it has a very nice green anodized pivot collar. I really do like that. Now, the plunge grind is right next to you, right next to your sharpening by the heel here. So you're not going to get more than a couple sharpenings before you hit the plunge grind. That's something to keep in mind. Now, this is smooth G10. It looks good. It has a really good texture to it, but it's relatively smooth. It's about a 1 out of 10 as far as smoothness. Your transition from the stainless steel or the stonewash steel to the G10, you can feel it coming back this direction, but it is ever so slight, just enough to catch on your fingernail, but it's not a pain or anything like that. It's not noticeable. And let's see, which way did they write that on here? I can't even see. I'm getting old. It has 10CR15 MOV, 10CR15 CO MOV. Say that 5 times. With the titanium coated stonewash blade. I do like the looks of the Truevisa knives. From tip to tip, it's 8.2 inches long. The sharpen length's 3.5 inches, so you have plenty of sharpen length to work with. It weighs in at 4.9 ounces. So it's, you know, it's right up there at the 5-ounce mark. Now, the ergos are very nice. I don't have any complaints with the ergonomics whatsoever. It fits my hand very nicely. You know the size of my hand. 4 inches, 3.5, and then from the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger, 7.25. Giving it the Beez squeeze, it's not hurt me whatsoever. I can just barely tell there's a little bill from the clip. This has a regular carry pocket clip. This is one where it's easy to get in and out of your pocket, whereas deep carries sometimes are a little difficult to get out of your pocket. So if you want a solid work knife, I would say if you like the pokey style work knives, this would be good because it's about a 5-ouncer. It's substantial in your hand. Now, one thing that I would mention is that one of the ways when I am opening or closing a knife is I dig the heel into my heel of my hand. And when I do that with this one, I'm feeling just the edge of the G10 right here. So all I'm going to do is get some fine grit sandpaper and just knock that off just a little bit to soften it because it's just a tad sharp right there, but that's just because it is a point. One thing to bring up is that it does not have a reversible clip, so there's no lefty love there. And here's one other nitpick with this knife. And by the way, these I just looked before I made this video, so at the time of this video's posting, there's a 5% clippable coupon, and I'll have the link to Amazon to where you can get it, and it takes it down. It's in the lower 50s. I can't remember the exact number. I'm thinking 53 or something like that. So it's about $50 for a knife with solid scale, solid steel, and a solid blade steel. But the one thing that I will mention is it does not have a very strong detent. So if you just push down on the flipper, it will come out, it will engage and lock, but if you do it lightly, you're not gonna get a full engagement. It is easy because of the jimping. If you do the light switch, you'll get a nice fast swing, ka-swing, and that works very well. And it has, before it gets past the detent ball, you have to go that far. So you kind of notice it. If you bounce it, you can bounce it back locked. And one other thing I want to mention is they need to start putting the jimping going all the way around like the previous knives I showed you. That way you don't get any slip-offs. Now, last but absolutely certainly not least are a couple knives that we talk about on the live streams. Make sure every Friday night, Beez Blades live at the Hive. Oh, right. We have a blast. We talk about knives that were on the channel. I have the knife cam. We do knife comparisons. It is a lot of fun. If you subscribe and hit the bell button, you'll be notified. A lot of people say, hey, I've never even seen you, Beez. I'm like, hey, I've been doing live streams for 2 years. Go ahead and click the subscribe, and then you'll get a notification a half an hour before the live stream starts. But Mojave Outdoors sent a couple of these in and wanted me to let you know that these, the Kaiser Cormorant, a couple of versions that were sold out for a long time, are back in stock. And you all know that this is one of my favorites. I carry one of these as a left pocket carry. In my left pocket, see what this looks like after you've carried it for a long time. It has some character now. But just going off memory, I think these are around 7.25 inches long, and your blade is about 2.9 inches of sharpen length, and then just a hair over 3 inches right from the scale to the tip. It has a hollow ground S35VN blade, excellent blade steel, and oh my goodness, it is so grabby. This is a fantastic knife. It is a fidget, it is a flipper, or if you're not fidgeter, whatever way you prefer to open your knife, you can use your thumb, your middle finger, you can use your index finger, however you like to. You can front flip it, you can over the top flick it. I mean, there are so many ways. There are no limits to how you can open this knife. It is a fantastic knife. And I will have a link to, I think, 8 or 9 different versions if you want to go check these out. And I do have other videos. And, you know, one of my very first video from back in the old days was this version. They have this version, but not in red and black. It's black with the white. Oh, yeah, this one. This one right here is the one that is back in stock. I do love my Cormorants, by the way. This is one of the ones that's back in stock. So if you like the game controller look, you can go with that. They have the lines, and then they have the micarta, which is very nice. And check this out. You can also get the serape. The serape is very cool. It's the Mexican blanket look. So, you know, just throwing these out here real quick. There's some of the versions. And also, you can get the Frag. Oh, yeah. Frag Titanium. That's what I'm talking about. This is some good stuff right here. But this one, you could also get just like these white ones up here. As I'm just knocking everything all over the place. Just like these, you can get it with the X's, the original X's. So this is the OG. You can get it that looks like this. I dyed this red. That's why it's red. But this is another version with the X's that you can get from the Cormorant. And all of these that I'm showing you right now are available. So there is the Crispy Donut Club Salem, the Sincut Mims, the Kaiser Fighter, the Truevisa Vole, and 2 Cormorants that are back in stock. I hope you enjoyed checking all these out. These new releases, oh my goodness, I'm loving. These 3 are amazing. This is a great work knife, and these, I love the Cormorants. They're back in stock. If you have any questions about them, definitely make a comment, or you can come to the live stream on Friday nights. We can do size comparisons, give you a better idea, answer any questions you have. Make sure you leave a comment and hit the like button to support the channel. I appreciate and love you all. Make sure you go watch this video because you're really going to enjoy that. And until I see you again or in the live streams or talk to you in the chats, remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.